y'all. Let's talk. Let's talk single and saved today. We got three of my spiritual daughters here today on the Let's Talk show. And we want to just talk to them a little bit about being saved and single. So, girls, how is it being saved and single?
Excellent.
Oh, why you say excellent?
I like my peace.
Wow.
I
Wow.
like my peace.
So you don't want to be married right now?
When you say right now,
Right now, yeah, right now.
like today.
Well, anytime.
Well, I
in the
mean,
near future.
everyone wishes and wants to be married.
Yes,
Let's be
ma'am.
real.
Yes,
But
ma'am.
I'm enjoying my peace. I'm enjoying coming and going as I please.
Whoa,
girl.
I know how that is,
I'm
girl.
enjoying being able to turn my key and not have to worry about, other things. I eat when I want to eat. I sleep when I want to sleep.
Yes,
I get to
ma'am.
work on my business, do my work, and
That's right.
be content. Key word is content.
Huh?
people.
Let's talk about that. The contentment thing.
Contentment. Okay? If you don't know the meaning, grab a Webster. Look it up. Look it up.
Look it up.
But being content, being at peace, having quiet.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Being quiet.
Wow. So in that quiet, in that contentment, is that because of your relationship with Jesus?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I don't have any distractions, no interruptions when I pray, when I'm worshiping. So whoever decides to come in to
Right.
that is going to have to be able to jump into that.
Ooh.
Hey, I like that.
I like
Come on, I
that.
guess y'all heard
Ooh,
that.
y'all heard that now?
heard
Y'all heard that? So, girls,
Trademark.
now this is our mama out of the bunch. How is it being a single mom and saved?
Well, I would say being a single mother and being saved. The saved part is what's key. Because there's a lot of single moms out there who aren't saved, but you have the opportunity to kind of hone in on Jesus and what he wants you to do. You can grow and build yourself as being a mom. We already stepped out there and kind of, had the kids, had to come back.
Yeah.
So you kind of didn't know yourself when you was doing it. So for me, in this season of my life, I'm really learning how to know who I am.
Whoa.
Get to know me for who he wants me to be and how to be a good mother the way that I'm supposed to be according to how he wants it done, not according to how society says do it. So being single right now and being saved, you have a chance to kind of rid of all the distractions of trying to go along with how society says do things or how the fact of the word says raise your kids. You can focus on, what you got to do with him, how he wants you to do it, so that when that mate does come, you'll already be in that right position. You'll know who you are, so you can operate how you need to operate when you're married.
And I like that, the discovery part. The single and saved is discovery. So, like she said, it allows you to get to know yourself. Yourself as well as God himself. So, in a sense, it's like you're technically single in the natural, but you're not single in the spirit. Because it allows you to get closer to God even the more. And like I said, do you discover who you are? With discovering who you are, you know what you like, what you don't like, what you're not going to tolerate, what you are going to tolerate. So it puts you in a sense to where you don't, you're really not going to compromise anything because you've built that relationship with God. So a godly marriage, you know what you're looking for in that kingdom spouse.
Right.
So therefore, you're not going to compromise.
That's good.
So you're going to look out for those red flags and nah, you ain't the one.
Right.
You ain't the one. You have to be at a certain level. Not saying you have to be 100% there, but you have to be. You can't be unequally like Missy said. You have to know how to come in. You can't stop what I'm doing. You can't move me. Now, if you are moved, that means you need to go back in the face of God because your relationship isn't stable. Your foundation with God isn't stable yet.
So, in other words, what you're trying to say is your union with God is like marriage.
It
already.
is.
It is a marriage.
So, if you're unequally yoked with God, you're not going to be. You're going to be unequally yoked with your mate.
Exactly.
Correct.
Right.
Yes.
So your relationship with God is basically your relationship with your spouse.
Yep.
So however you treat, if you're inconsistent with God, you're going to be inconsistent in that marriage.
That's very true.
If you're not, you don't have a community with God,
You're not
going to
gonna
do
do
the
it.
same way
Yep.
with marriage. So you have to have that sure foundation and relationship with God before you can say that you're ready to put yourself out there with somebody else. Because technically you're incomplete. You got to be 100-100, not 50-50.
Not
That's
50-50,
right. 100-100.
exactly.
Correct.
Because if somebody else 50 and you 50, that together is 100. But if that person is lacking, because you're going to have those times to where somebody, it's going to happen. But how can you bring that person up spiritually? You have to have that relationship with God 100% in order to bring them up. If you don't have that, then it's going to be it's gonna stay at
it's
that
gonna
big.
be unstable.
Yeah.
It's like a dress rehearsal.
Yeah.
If you think about it. Right now, like for the singles out there who are saved and single, not just single too, but you gotta find the saved part. When you sing, it's like a dress rehearsal for the actual big show.
Wow.
You know, so like you gotta come in and rehearse how it's like it's real. And with God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit being your actual mate, your husband, your boy, whatever that you're desiring for that moment. Hope you're desiring a husband because that's the right way to go.
Yes, sir. Yes,
but
sir.
it's a dress
And
rehearsal.
we mean that. And in that order.
Right, you know, dress rehearsal, you know. So
Yes, ma'am. Now, let me ask you something. You know, a lot of times you have a preference in what type of meat. You know, some people, I like light skin meat. I like y'all know I like dark chocolate. Okay,
Yeah,
so
me too.
you know, sometimes you want to say you like the muscles because I like the muscles. But what is you know they talk about saved women love thugs too. They like the bad boys too.
Yes, sir.
I don't like thugs. I don't want no thugs.
Yes.
No,
They
ma'am.
like the bad
Yes.
boys.
No,
What I
ma'am.
can say is I definitely, yes, the muscles, all of that. But what I can say is when you get in that relationship with God, you get closer to God.
Yeah.
The Bible says He will give you the desires of your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Your desires then becomes His desires. So now is the things that you're familiar with and that you're comfortable with. God is placing it outside of the box because your desire is His desire now. So the things that you would have looked at before, like, oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's not what He may want.
Exactly.
That's
The
very
complete
true.
opposite.
Not at all.
Very
Not
true.
at all.
The
Like,
complete
that is so
opposite.
true. That
Exactly.
is
So
real.
when you get into Him, it's like, okay, God, I see what you're doing. I can tweak that. I gotcha. So then your desires become His. So it's like, okay, you're okay with the uncomfortable because you know it's coming from God.
So that means you comfortable a little bit with a little chunkier waist.
Yeah, because you know we can go to the gym together. I'm fine with
Yeah,
that.
help the
Because
man
Right.
work out a
see,
little
that
bit.
can come down.
Yeah,
That can
yeah.
come down. But more
Trim
importantly, if he ain't got the spiritual life, then I can't do nothing.
Right,
He got
right.
work.
That
right
So
there,
the
that's
natural
real.
part, the little chunkiness, you know,
You
all
can
that,
help him on
I
that.
can help that because we can go work out together. We come a little meal plan, you know. We can do that. We can do that. That's nothing. See, back then I wouldn't like that. No, you ain't got no muscles. Nah, baby, you ain't me. So no. So no, we can't do that. But now it's like, okay, well, you know what? We can do that. We can handle that.
Right.
But the spiritual part,
That's what's key right there.
women, and most women think that you can bring a man to God. You cannot.
No, you
do that.
cannot.
You can't
They
change
have
nobody.
to build their own
Please don't.
relationship because if you
That's
try
right.
that, you can be pulling for days.
And you
That's
can
right.
wear yourself
Girl,
down.
get you
Don't
some
waste
T-Pain.
your
So,
time,
Ash,
honey.
you don't have a preference of light skin or dark skin?
I don't.
Okay, how about you, Missy?
No.
Oh,
No.
you know?
Well,
Oh, come on, talk
I'm not
to
going
me.
to sit up here and
Talk
say
to
that I
me,
have a
girl.
preference, okay? Naturally, yes, I do. I do have a thing for light skin or whatever guys, you know.
Right.
But
Yes.
the way the Lord be moving, I don't really think that matters, you know, because like God, you sure that's it?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's ride with it. But I don't want to, like Ashley said, like our preference and what we want might not be what's in our best interest for us.
Exactly right.
Correct.
You know, God can have, Lord, I'm not saying this, please, but He can have me get a short, dark skinned fella, you know? And if that's His will for my life, I'm going to have to roll with
You'll
it.
be willing to roll with it.
I'm going to have to roll with it. I'm going to have to roll with it because, you know, past experiences and you grow and you learn. When you go with what you want, you
Yes.
get the same outcome. You got to take a
Yes.
different route to get something
Yes,
different.
it's
So,
so true.
but I do have a preference. I'm not going to sit up here and lie and say that I don't.
I do.
But I'm willing to ride the wave.
So, you guys, is there a difference with dating now as to when you weren't
Yes.
saved?
Yes. Yes.
What's the
say you wanna
difference,
take that?
Missy?
Yes. Yes. There's a big difference because back in the day, you know, somebody hit you up and just like, oh, let's go out. You go anywhere. You know, you go to the club, you go out to eat, and then you know the date lasts a little longer than what it should, and then you know. But now, I feel like I date with intention. I date with a purpose.
Ooh.
I don't date just to say, oh, I'm going out on a date. No, if I'm going to go out on a date, I need to know where we're going, what it is that, what are you planning? I like when a guy takes his time to plan something.
Yes.
Don't say, hey, let's go out. Okay, well, what are we doing?
Exactly.
Right.
Where are
Thought
we
into
going?
it, yeah.
And
what-
yeah,
what's-
put some
what's
thought
gonna
into
happen?
being
Like, you need to
creative.
tell me, be ready at 6 o'clock. We're going this place dressed.
Nah,
as-
Yes,
That's what I'm
that's what I
talking
want.
about.
Yes,
That's what I'm
yes.
talking about.
Tell
right
me
there.
what I need to
Plan
do.
creatively,
Because
yes.
hey, if you're asking me out, you should
you
have
need to
had
put
this
in the work.
together.
Right.
Yes, he should have thought about
Right.
Had
that.
it together. And don't expect more than what you know you're gonna get.
Oh,
Right, because that's
Do not
nowadays,
expect more.
That's it.
when
Because
you
back
say
in
do
the
not
day,
expect more, what you mean?
Well,
yeah, let's be real. Let's be real.
Don't expect
looking at the camera
to get into this lingerie, honey.
Hey,
okay.
Glory.
Listen.
What first date? First date is a first date. That's exactly what it is. Go get something nice to eat. Nothing cheap. I'm gonna keep it real. Nothing cheap. Don't take me to no fast food. Don't take me to no McDonald's. I'm not eating in the parking lot. I need to see silverware and napkins.
Yes.
Now,
ooh, that's what I'm talking about.
So if you ain't
With the
ready,
picture of water on the side.
That's right. That's right. Don't inbox.
please don't message my apostle.
Public service announcement.
She got on the edge of the seat.
Do not message this woman of God if the restaurant don't have silverware and napkins. Don't message her. All right, warning. But please know what we're gonna do. Know that you already have a plan together. Don't expect sex because it's not gonna happen.
That's right. That's right.
It's not gonna happen. Don't message her because it's not gonna happen. But expect a good conversation. Expect great personality. Expect, something new.
Awesome.
Don't come boring. Come with a purpose.
Yes,
Don't come just to say, "Oh, she's pretty. I want to take her out."
Right.
It has to be more than that. It has to have substance.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
You better come on here.
That's what it is because people in our age, the dating out in the world, dating is sex. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
That point.
Yeah,
So,
let's
and,
talk about it.
with just being real, because we've been out there. We've been out there. So it gets to the point to where honestly, I know I can speak for myself. I didn't know what dating was.
Correct.
Because dating was always based upon sexual desires. Yes. Okay, we have sex. So you my man. That's just
right.
what it is. But now when you get in, God is like, okay, well, we're gonna date. Like she said, you date with a purpose, date with intention. Ain't no meeting up at the house. This ain't Netflix and chill. We going out.
Ain't
you
no
drive your
chilling.
car. I drive my
Say
car.
Netflix and chill.
No Netflix and chill.
We ain't
No.
doing none of that. So it's different now because society at places to where young people, okay, we know we're dating is sex, but you don't get the time to know the person,
Right.
So you don't know what you're dealing with, but
Right.
you already hop in bed. Now you got these soul ties.
All them
and everything
demons
is
up
tied
in
to
you. Yes.
So it's different now, and when you date, and dating now we have the understanding of dating. You can date multiple people.
You can.
When you're in a courtship, and it's different from
That's
dating.
different.
That's different.
Well,
'Cause
we
you-
got to
you
talk about
going-
that right
Ooh,
there.
we got to
There
talk.
is a difference between courtship and
dating. Yep.
Yes.
Because courtship is pretty much bringing you towards marriage.
Yeah, you
Correct.
got levels.
You've
going.
already said, this is who I am solid with.
Correct.
This is the man that God has called for my life.
Right.
So allow him to court you. Do y'all think courting is something that's welcome now?
It's
I
not.
believe it is.
Not
No.
nowadays. No.
It's
It's all
necessary.
about dating, hopping, and getting to who you can get.
Correct.
With
Wow.
society and the music and TVs, everything is about sex. Period. Sex.
That's it.
Hitting and quitting, and that's basically it nowadays. Dating with this generation now, the morals of dating and how women and men carry themselves have dropped so much in this day and age.
Standards are
so
low.
much. Standards. What's
They're
that?
low.
That is the word.
Nobody
right?
has
The standard.
standards.
Standards,
I was
what's
raised on
that?
Standards. Courtship is something. My mom is 75. Courtship is something that she has talked about since I was 12. 12, and I didn't listen, being young and dumb.
That's
Didn't
real.
listen, but we're missing courtship. No one know. If we ask y'all right now, how many people can tell us what courtship is? No one can tell us what courtship is.
No one
And
probably
like
can
Ashley
tell you
said,
what
it's
dating
important.
is.
Right, because they
It's
don't
important.
know. I mean, and nowadays, we have our generation, we have people younger than us actually having kids, and they haven't been taught.
Right.
So it's like people are ignorant to certain things because they just weren't taught. So if they go around, instead of being leaders, there are a lot of followers in the world, so they just follow what they feel is right.
I have nieces. I have nieces that ask me a lot of times, is it okay to do this or is it okay to do that? And I try to give them the word. But I noticed that a lot of people, like you say, don't know what dating is.
It's true.
And I always tell my nieces, there's nothing wrong with dating multiple people. Dating is two friends just coming together. If you're going to go, hey, I want to take you out on a date. Okay, don't look at him as your man.
Correct.
Two
Automatically,
friends,
I think that's what happens.
exactly.
It is.
Two friends who's going out to share a meal.
Perfect.
After we share this meal, I'm going home.
You going
you
home.
going home.
Right.
And that's
That's
that.
it.
But
Okay.
I noticed that a lot of single people these days are very thirsty. They want the ring, but they don't want to do the work to get the ring. They don't want. They want the microwavable courtship, I guess you would say.
Right.
You date for 3 months. You don't get to know each other. You done had sex multiple times, and then now after the sex, then what? You don't know my favorite color.
Y'all just
You
in it
don't
for
know
sex.
this.
Y'all just
Right.
y'all
You
just
don't
sex
know that.
buddies.
But then
Excuse
you
me.
want to be married.
And that
You
goes
can't
back to.
Is that friends with
goes back to-
benefits?
That's
Friends
it.
with
Friends with benefits.
There you
That's
go.
it. That's
Friends
all
with
you are.
benefits.
You don't know nothing about this man.
That's
You don't know
what-
nothing
that's
about
what I'm
this
talking about.
girl.
Why didn't you get to know each other? Do you know the person's favorite color? Do
Right.
you know what the person enjoys to watch on television? Do you know that they enjoy going to the movie? What type of movies do they like to watch?
If you
Let's
ask them,
talk
they don't
about
know.
all this stuff. It's a lot to go on in reference to getting to know that person. Dating and courtship.
Yes.
It's a lot to learn about the other person.
I believe
Find
that's
out
the
who
part.
they are.
That's the part. I believe that's the part with young people. They don't want to take the time to know that part. I think their flesh leads them.
I think it's a need of everybody wants to be loved.
Right.
There's nobody who don't want to be loved.
Right.
And so you ain't a gentleman. Of course, if you're saved, you're looking at something long term. So if you're dating this person, you know at first the dating is this is friends meeting up, getting to know one another. But then your ultimate goal is that you really are looking for and expecting this to be something that God would put together. Right. So I'm hoping that we don't automatically just dive in there and just automatically after 2 dates, that's my husband. You don't want to do that. You want to really take advantage of the time of taking the dating period as a time to introduce yourself.
Exactly.
I call it introduction. There's an introduction period where I introduce myself to you, and introduction is just not one date.
Right.
True.
Right.
So let me ask you a question, guys. Do you guys believe in love at first sight, or like?
You know, I do
your-
believe in that now. We
I
have to be
do.
real.
I'm a
do.
hopeless
do?
romantic.
I do. Yes, I do.
At first sight.
Yeah, like first meeting in person. Do you? Because I've seen people say when I first met this person,
I just knew.
I knew. Oh,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was my mate.
Yeah.
So do you believe in you can meet your mate at first sight?
I believe that, but I haven't experienced that. So I
Right.
really can't
I know
say.
that's what I say. I'm like,
It's kind of like
It's-
I believe that it definitely can happen.
It can
It
happen.
can.
But I have not
Anything can
experienced
happen.
that, so I can't really speak with that. Because, like I said, I mean, just knowing what dating is now,
Right.
and honestly, I ain't out there, so kind of trying to take that jump. So,
give me a fleece. Lord, if this is you,
like,
This is you going. Then let him wear peppers.
and I believe you
Yes.
get so, you
Right,
get so
thank you.
used to you, and God is like, hey, do I really want to step? Because you are going to see some things, and it's like, I'm gonna just sit back
Right.
because I see something. I don't think I like that.
Okay.
So it's like,
them guards are still kind of there.
Who they are.
The guards, and you're kind of like, oh, this is reminding me of what happened before, or that looks familiar. So let me just
Yeah.
kind of, oh, wait a second. You said what? Oh no, that sounds too familiar. So let me just step back a second, and go back into this shell, and that's where I'm at right now. Like dating.
Uh-huh.
I ain't dated in a while. I'm actually scared to go date. Honestly, but I'm being real. I'm actually kind of afraid to go date because there's so many frauds and perpetrators and Ishmaels out there. It's kind of, I just rather stay in the safe comforts of God where I know I'm okay.
Maybe
You
that's
know?
where God actually has you right now.
Right.
Maybe that, don't say afraid, but maybe what it is that the Lord just has you in that place now where it's you and him. And frankly, that's where singles are
Yes.
supposed to be.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
all
supposed to be them and the Lord. And then I believe y'all know about that scripture, man that
Finds.
Do y'all think that's going on where
No. That's it.
The
Ain't-
women
tell my,
Yes.
oh,
are seeking.
I'm going to go out there and
for
get
love.
my man.
They seeking
they
because
go,
they're trying to
they
fill a
going to
void.
find the
They
man,
going to
y'all,
find,
right?
they
The
got the
women are
shovel
the
going to
men
dig.
now. We're the men now.
Oh,
That's what's
no
going on.
way, no
Wow.
way.
Not we, but the women are the
Right.
men now. They're out there now saying that they're out there.
Yes.
What? I
And the
will.
men are allowing them to do these things.
They are.
And they think for some reason
are.
it's okay for you to go out there and pursue a man instead of the man come pursue you.
Correct.
Wow.
And from that, that's like where it's like a domino effect. Everything goes down from there. When a woman, I believe, when a woman goes out there to go take that step first, to go pursue that man, when they get together, it's going to be switch. it's not going to be in the right stance. The
Well,
man's
how about
not
this
going to
thing
take
right
it.
here where people feel like saved girls perpetrating. They talking all that saved stuff. See, we get real now, because I know some guys gonna be looking at this, and I know y'all
Yes.
going, yeah, they saying all that, but when they leave their pastor, when they leave the church, they doing, they honoring. She the first one that want to jump. You know, y'all know people watching saying that.
Yes.
I'm telling you.
fine.
So what would y'all say to that? To people like that?
But some people, y'all the wrong answer. Those who are doing that, first of all, because it's gonna catch up to you eventually. You can't watch yourself in all angles all time of the day. Somebody gonna be seeing you do something outside here, and you up here in church acting like you all holy and shouting out and go out there and be out here
Be the
drinking and
first one.
partying and shacking up and things. It's going to come out. Everything is going to come out. So you need to stop. And y'all men who see that, call them out.
Right.
Call them out so that they can stop. Not
Okay,
saying be
call 'em out,
rude
you gotta
now.
make sure you sleep
Yeah, you
around
good
your
too
own
now.
front
You
door.
gotta
Yeah.
wait.
If
You
you
ain't in no
sleep
glass
around
house.
somebody else
Right.
now,
Make
make
sure
you
your
Yeah.
house
that closet.
clean.
Yes.
Make sure your house is
Make
clean.
sure your house
no
ain't no
roaches and
glass.
stuff
Yes.
Before you come to somebody else's house, okay?
Cause it's gonna be a domino effect
be
again.
That part.
Let's be
Love
clear.
them. I
But
love
what would they
them.
say that y'all too high maintenance? Would y'all think people would say y'all high maintenance?
Absolutely.
And y'all standards are too high?
They say
I
it all the
I've
time.
heard that too from
They-
men that say women who say their standards too high. Ain't nobody feel like,
See,
I
what
don't
it
think
is,
it
nobody
is.
is going to raise a man, a boy.
Exactly.
So you can say the standards are high. Guess what? They're gonna stay there. So if
Wow.
you
They
can't
will.
meet that, that means you need to come up on your manhood.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
all that is. Because nowadays men want to be boys, want to
Right.
be grown boys at that.
And be
I
in
ain't
man
raising nobody
position.
child. Nope, I don't have none. But I don't raise a
Thank
lot.
you.
I'm an auntie. I'm a whole bunch of aunties. But I'm not raising nobody child to call himself a
At
man,
all.
but yet can have the responsibility as a man. You have to live up to what you're calling yourself.
Exactly.
Right.
And you
And
stop
cannot get
saying
mad.
that. Stop saying that. Stop saying that women's standards or saved women's standards are so high. It's not even about being saved. It's about how you were raised, how you carry yourself. I carry myself with high standards. So I'm going to expect high standards. Don't come to me if you get out the bed and you walk outside with your bedclothes on. No, take your shower first. Make your bed. Make your bed.
oh no, they want the
Brush
woman
your
to make the
teeth.
bed
Oh,
for
they
'em.
want
Who?
Yeah.
Yeah, we ain't
No.
your maids.
You got
We
men
ain't
don't
maids.
make up
I
no
said, they
beds
don't do
now.
nothing.
Again, if you don't make your bed,
You gonna do
if
something?
you don't make your bed, don't message. Don't say no message. Women's standards are not high. We expect certain things. Again, dating with purpose, dating with intent,
Dating with purpose.
with expectation. I expect certain things. So do these ladies as well. I'm very sure.
Very.
Ditto.
Very sure. There's no such thing as high maintenance.
But you know what? That goes to saved women and unsaved women.
That's
Because when you're
correct.
saved,
Okay.
like, because I've been on both sides of the spectrum. When you're saved and you're with God and He's who your dad is and who you look up, He's your husband, everything, He will teach you how you're supposed to be treated.
Thank you.
He will let you see things and show you yourself and how you're supposed to be treated. So therefore, exactly,
expect
everything's not going to fly with you. Now, when you're not saved, you're looking for love because you're lost, first of all. You want somebody to probably fill a void because you don't have your daddy
Right.
or your heart
It's
was
true.
broken. So you trying to just get something to fill that void just to give you a temporary comfort.
And it's gonna be
And that's
temporary.
unsafe. It's going to fade
Be
away.
temporary.
So that's the big difference that I see between saved and real saved. Not just go to church on Sunday
Yeah,
and
'cause
saved.
y'all know we talked about
Real
that before.
saved. Real
Right.
saved. It's a difference.
Formality.
There's
Because
a
you get that
difference.
standard put in. You know standards, you're going to fall for anything.
Right.
Boo-boo the
Unsaved,
fool.
the unsaved settles.
Right.
Right.
And compromise.
Yeah, they
Too
settle.
much.
Right. And we've all been there. We're no better than any. We've all been
Come
there. We
on.
just
Yes,
have
let's
actually
just-
came from where we were at.
Keep it real. Keep it real.
Right. We've all been. I've been there.
I've
I
been
got
there
two
too.
churn.
Hello.
I've been there.
no,
Okay. I got two churn.
Well, we all been there.
We all
But
been
I've
there.
Uh-huh.
In some form
Just
of
to be
fashion.
real.
We've been-
So it's doable. It's doable. You will live. You will not die. You
Come
won't
on.
pass out. If you don't got a man, it's okay. It's gonna be kind of rough in the beginning. I'm gonna be honest. It's gonna be kind of rough in the beginning because you're gonna be out your comfort zone.
Yep.
You're gonna be like, oh man, I'm used to having this man next to me, and you're gonna be lonely sometimes. But guess what? It's gonna fade away, and eventually you're gonna start walking into your comfort and
Amen.
accepting who you are and loving being by yourself when you're not by yourself. But you're gonna walk into that love
Self-love.
for
So
it.
what happens when y'all are alone and there are times you feel like you really want to go on a date? You really want to hear the
Take
phone
yourself.
ring. but-
I go on dates.
Go on
by
a
myself.
date.
Take
Take
yourself.
yourself.
Go out.
Take yourself.
Okay.
Elder
Go on
Shauna, I believe it was Elder Shauna that taught on that.
About the
when-
marriage
But-
and the
yeah.
job.
About the marriage.
Yes.
Take yourself out on a date. Go to the movies by yourself. Go take yourself out for something nice to eat. Go to a
Yep.
restaurant you've never been to before.
Right now, if you
You
can't
know?
stand to be in your company of your own self, then no man.
You ain't ready for no man.
Something wrong.
You ain't ready.
There it is.
Period. You ain't ready.
Be with
Right there,
yourself.
right
If
there.
You ain't
can't be by
ready.
yourself, nobody else gonna be
Something's
with
wrong.
you.
That's true.
Something is definitely
That's
wrong.
one thing about
Self-love.
self-love too is
Self-love.
very important too. Loving yourself. How you want another human being to love you and you don't even love yourself?
You don't love
Right.
yourself. You
Yep.
can't love
Like
them.
your-
How you gonna know how you want to be loved if you don't love yourself?
Wow.
You know what I mean?
You don't even
Yeah.
How would you know?
That's
What
true.
do you know?
That's true.
Quick question. Got a question for you.
Uno.
So besides a man having a relationship with God, because we know with you ladies that's the first
Yes,
priority.
That's
That's
top.
mandatory.
What
Mandatory.
does a man have to possess?
A job.
Oh, that is so
J.O.B.
real.
A job and a
That is
car.
so
A
real.
job, a
That
car,
is-
and you said before a driver's license, some kind of legal something,
Driver's license.
Because-
How about the credit.
and good. Good for me.
You know,
Good
at
credit.
least-
credit.
at least,
Yeah.
You know that.
Average.
These
It could
days
be
people
good.
don't have.
Yeah, you don't gotta have no 800, but at least a
Yeah.
650,
Yeah,
70,
you
because
can get a house.
Because when we
How we
go
gonna build?
places, right, and we leave from the dating phase, go to courtship. Yes, you got to be able to provide. You got to be able to go sign on some papers and say, "Hey, baby, I got this, or we gonna do this." You got to be able to have that kind of availability to do that. You can't do that if you don't got no good credit.
That's true.
You ain't got no job. How you gonna put your name down on something?
That's right.
How you gonna take me and my kids somewhere if you ain't got no car? I got to give you gas money.
Yeah, down that right there.
Where the job?
How
Also,
am I
you
going
can't
to
even call the
dinner?
bus.
Has it changed with the dinner? I grew up where the man pays for the dinner. The man is it different now? Do you say, well, I'll pay this time?
Yeah,
You know,
I'll do
you
that.
come together with that, or
I wouldn't say it's
don't
different
do
because a
that.
lot of times we got a lot of women that don't want to pay for nothing.
Gold
Uh-huh.
diggers.
They want the men to do everything, which I do
Everything.
understand to a certain extent.
right?
But when you're dating, I mean, I think it's a personal preference.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say, the man can pay, but I can pay for my own food. You can pay for your own food.
Okay.
Because I
Yeah.
really don't know if you're going to be the one anyway.
Uh-huh.
So you can, if you offer, that's perfectly fine. But I don't mind paying for my own food.
Right.
And you can pay for yours. Now, if
Pay
you
for
say,
yours.
I want to pay for it, hey, that's
Hey,
fine.
I'ma let
honey.
you
You
pay
go ahead
for
and pay. But I want you to come back and say, well, I did this because I
Yeah, 'cause
did
my
that.
dad
Right.
always said when a man do something for you,
He always
wants
wants something in
in
return. Honey, I'm going to tell you now because everything is clink over here. You ain't getting nothing in return, baby. That's just that. So
Right.
I don't mind paying for my own food.
At all times.
And you can pay for your own food if we're dating. Now, courting, that's something
That's
totally
another
different.
That's
Sorry.
different now.
Something different.
Uh-uh.
I'm gonna expect you
different.
to pay.
Yeah,
for
I
this.
expect you to do that.
If
for
we're
me.
Yes.
in courtship, if we are in that second stage, I shouldn't even have to grab from my purse.
Come on.
My purse should stay in the
Because
car.
you
How about
should,
open the
exactly.
door?
Yeah, that now.
Yeah,
I like
Nope,
that.
nobody
When I
does
see a
that.
man open
Nobody
the
does
door
that.
for
They don't
you.
do that.
I feel like they don't do that.
Chivalry is dead.
Fellas, y'all need to come
Chivalry
up.
is dead.
But some of them have it. It's far few in between.
Wow.
But some of them still opens the doors and they still make sure that you're
Look at Missy cutting
good.
no finger.
It's far few in between now.
5%?
I say far few in
I say
between.
two.
But majority,
Like
they don't
the
know what
milk.
that is because half of them
weren't taught.
nowadays weren't taught.
They
Wow.
were.
And the generation, like I think with us, before us, what are we? Generation X or Z, Y, K, whatever we
Oh,
are.
no, I was born in
91. The 90 babies.
That's when stuff started trickling down when like men started, belittling women and they're starting to start going down. So they got kids and they ain't treating their kids. They want to go out there and shoot them up bang bang, or they want to go out there and drug deal, or they want to go out there and be like they big man on campus, but they're not teaching these little boys how to be men. So them kids have kids and it just goes on. It gets a cycle. So a lot of these men nowadays do not know how to do that stuff because they're not taught.
Man, this is an awesome conversation today.
serious.
I'm trying to tell y'all. Listen to this. I got one more thing before. Man, I can talk to y'all all day about this subject here.
Y'all
we can
teaching
go
a
on.
class
Listen,
right
listen to
now.
this right here. You know how some women say it's okay to date an unsaved man or even marry an unsaved man. I mean, honestly, what do y'all think about it? I'm on the real. What do y'all think about that?
At your own risk.
The hell.
Wow.
Right.
At your own risk. The Bible says, we can't save nobody. When you go into marriage, it's bad to be unequally yoked.
Right.
Because you're going to have to pay hell for it. Can I say that on TV?
You good.
Oh, yeah.
So it's best for you to go in on the same page and on the same level so that y'all can grow together.
Oh, now
Because if
that's
you got to
right.
come back and he's not saved and you're saved, you're going to exert so much energy out of you trying to pull this fella along to get him to where you're supposed to be at. And like you
Wow.
said, it's going to kill you. If it don't kill you naturally, it's going to kill you spiritually and you're going to begin to die.
And I believe that's why a lot of divorces are nowadays because
Yeah.
people want to marry.
Seriously.
They don't know what marriage is. They
Yep.
want the marriage, but they don't know what it does to take it. So if you're unequally yoked, by the time you don't go through all that hell and trying to pull them outside the mud,
Oh,
you
'cause
gonna want a divorce because you're not prepared
You're
for it.
drained.
You're not prepared for it. So it's like, okay, you know what? Well, the easiest thing I can do now is get a divorce. Let me go try this again with somebody else. But after that, then
You're
you
doing
already
the
got
same
so many
thing.
marriages. Technically, you know, that's just too much.
And all that
But
baggage up on
That's
you.
just too much.
But if
Yeah,
you're
I
not
mean.
allowing, and another thing, if you're not allowing God to change you, you can get a divorce today and you can go try it again with somebody else, but you're gonna come back to that same,
Correct.
that
Yep.
same,
Toxic cycle.
that same incident over
Right.
and over and over
We said
again.
building blocks, like you see, Apostle.
Exactly.
Can't skip
skip
steps.
steps.
You
Now,
know?
you know, it's really, it really trips me out with girls a lot of times. They say, I can change him. I can change
No,
him.
ma'am.
Boo
But-
boo the
No,
boo.
ma'am.
No.
It might
no, ma'am.
be for a time period, but if they're not consistent, that inconsistency is gonna come right back.
back.
Can't
So it's gonna be a
change somebody
continued
who
cycle,
doesn't
especially if they want you to do something. Oh, baby, I'm this. They gonna change for a short. It's temporary change, but after that, it's gonna go right back to what it was.
I remember you told me, you said one of two things is going to happen. It's either you're going to change him or,
he's
you're
gonna
going to
change you.
influence him
Or he's going
to
to influence
change
you.
or he's going to influence you to change.
But see,
Right.
I believe
And that's
with
most
the
likely how it
marriage
ends.
part- with the marriage part, like if you have, let's say, okay, if the man is saved, you know, you're equally yoked, but you know somebody may fall, somebody backslide. I do believe that if you're married,
Uh-huh.
people need to understand
Yes.
when you're married, then if you had a prayer life, which you should be building that when you're singleness,
That's right.
then you should be able to at least help get your man, get him out. Get him out.
True.
But that's if you're equally yoked. Now, if you're not unequally yoked, then it's not going to work because then you're going to keep praying and praying, trying to pull him out. But God ain't never said that was for you in the first place. So you'll be pulling, it's going to be a long.
It's gonna be hard. You're gonna drag them bricks. Got to
Right.
put that work in. It's gonna be hard.
Well, what do y'all feel about what women say living together is a good thing to do?
Wrong
Now,
answer.
my house-
Wrong answer. Shacking up is the wrong answer. You don't test drive no car.
That
Cause
part.
that's how soul ties get built, and you get in something you can't get out of easily. It ain't. You don't got to do none of that. If it's for you and it's God's will for you, it's gonna flow how it's supposed to go.
Correct.
All that shacking, seeing how they is beforehand. No, that's the wrong answer.
Just ask
Take it
God to
from me. I
forgive
know.
Yeah, it's very true. Because what happens when you do that, you contaminate. Suppose God is saying this is the one for you, but when you enter into those realms of sin, you now allow the enemy to enter this relationship to contaminate what God wants to do. And now you're looking, now here goes trouble that wasn't there before. And now there's this whole thing with the breakup, and it just messes everything up when you allow sin to come in. Anytime sin comes in, it's never good because the Bible said the wages of sin
Is
is
death.
death. So that doesn't necessarily mean a physical death. It can
Right.
be the death of a relationship.
That's right.
Yep.
So
Right.
the best thing to do is you're not a car, so you shouldn't be test driven.
Right.
Have
And
patience.
you're
not
not
a
doorknob
automobile.
neither.
That's
Don't
it.
be.
That's
Come
it.
on now.
Have patience.
I mean, just wait on the Lord and just allow. There's another thing that I think in this generation we're getting ready to go, y'all. This is good. This is good. It seems like this generation is focusing on the wedding, the dress, the this, and all of this. And there's nothing wrong with that. Every girl should get their dream for their wedding day. But I think we look too much at that and don't understand that you will have to deal with a marriage.
Yes.
Right.
That's one day now. One day, that wedding day. But you gotta think now, you got a lifetime
Yes.
to live with this one person, and you're concentrating on that day, but you're not understanding that I need to really be focusing on the fact that I will be in a marriage.
That's it.
Yes.
And in a marriage, that's two people coming together as partners.
And they're
This is
making
going
it
to
work.
be a partnership. Now, in this partnership, we need to be on one accord
Accord,
and
right.
in
Amen.
agreement. Because the Bible says, how can two walk together
Unless they agree.
they be agreed, okay? So, guys, we talking today,
And we talking tomorrow.
but we gonna talk it
Yeah.
out.